We assume they're going to do what we want because they know us so well. If they don't do what we want, we feel hurt, and we think, how could you do that? You should know better. Yeah, and that's right. And as one of our targets says, if you can get a generator, get a generator. $600, folks. Best $600 you're ever going to buy, whether you use it or not. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow up 134, NASDAQ up 60, S&P's up 17, gold contract up $63, trading at $1,826 an ounce. Silver up 56 cents at $41.31 an ounce. Platinum up $10 at $1,830 an ounce. Copper up 2 pennies at $4.09 a pound. Bonds up 17 ticks, trading out at 138.04. Dollar index down 55 ticks at 81 rather. Euro up 1 penny at 144. Yen down 82, trading out at 76.65. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. This is what you have. We are at 1176. You are coming back into the 18th. The high of the 18th out there is at 1189. The swing points that we're trying to get generated in here are the 15th, 16th, and 17th. Now, we did 1.1 billion today. That's not bad. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Bottom line, you close up at this 176 area, so it's like, okay, the 1190 can get tagged. That is on the daily. Now, we turn around, of course, we have a Friday happening here. We can put it on the weekly, and this is where it turns into a problem. A problem because I suspect we're going to stay in this consolidation a bit longer, and this is what it is. When you put this on a weekly, and I'm going to switch over to the SPY, this is what you have happening, folks, is that it looks that we're going to have to absolutely build more cars to get into higher price. Because what we have is that you have a situation that when we came down the week of August 5th, you get downtown with 2.2 billion. Made a low with 2.8. Got to a higher high with 1.7. Well, we come into that with 1.4 this week. That doesn't fly. Doesn't fly. So the setup looks to me that, yeah, on a daily, it was a decent deal here, but on a weekly, and if I bring this back to a daily now, what I expect more than likely you're going to have is that this consolidation. Now, the top of the consolidation, no doubt, is up there at the on the SPY at 121. The bottom of this consolidation is 112. It's been having a hard time going both ways. I don't see no way that we're breaking lows here. What I do see is that it's going to come back into these lows once again. There'll be higher lows. You know, right now we have 2 higher lows. I suspect we'll get, well, even today you could argue there's a 3rd higher low. Market acted good today. That's the bottom line. Dow Industrials. We take a look at the Dow. What you have with the Dow, same type of setup in the Dow. Dow Industrials today was up $134. You're going into that downdraft, of course, of the 18th. And the 18th is a monster downdraft, folks. Now, I expect absolutely that we're going to go higher and we're going to have lighter volume because the sell is going to be at a much higher level. We did 1.1 billion versus 1.6. We go to the NASDAQ composite. We look at the composite next. Now, when I finish this off, you'll see what my whole game plan is here, what I'm really looking at. The composite, what we did in the composite is this. We go from 2385 to 2486. Great market out here today, too, folks, no doubt. I'll show you something in the Qs, the SPYs. They all did it. They rejected lower price. They rejected the higher bar of the 18th. Dramatically lighter volume on the 10-minute, and then took off from there after Bernanke came out with his speech. NASDAQ composite, we did 1.8 billion. That 1.8 is right into the gap now. You know, the higher of this, the 25.49 should be easy to take out. You know, we'll see whether it's going to attack it Monday. We'll see whether it can actually take it out. Now, let's talk about Monday for a second because this is where it's going to get really interesting. The NYSE made a huge mistake this morning. This morning they came out with a press release saying they're absolutely going to open. Well, bottom line is that whoever came out or wrote that press release has never been in a hurricane. By about 3 o'clock this afternoon, 2:30 this afternoon, that tune had changed. And of course, the reason that tune had changed is not so much that the NYSE couldn't turn on the lights. They always can turn on the lights. The real key is, you know, can anyone show up? Well, what you had is that this is the first time ever that there's a mandatory evacuation in the city of New York. And that mandatory evacuation, it's not the whole city. Right now, it's, I believe it's going to be Staten Island, parts of Long Island. You know, bottom line is that, you know, if you haven't been in Manhattan, the water level in Manhattan, folks, particularly down on Wall Street, is not high. Is high, rather, in correlation to the wall. I mean, I've sat in that wall many times. You're looking out, you know, you're looking down 5-6 feet. That's it. Bottom line, it's an island. So there's a mandatory evacuation. The trains are going to stop running tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Trains in New York, folks, are the lifeblood of New York. So bottom line, don't be surprised if, in fact, the NYSE is not opened on Monday morning. You know, that is in play right now, and it's in play in a big way. Yeah, and Long Island will float away. The subway would too. Let's go to Rich in Massachusetts. Hey, Rich, what's going on?
Tom, how are you today?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much.
Cool, man. What are we going to look at?
I would like to look at TGB, Taseko.
TGB, let's take a look at it. So you got, this is Taseko Mines. The low, that was today at 323. The high is 723. And who knows what happened with this. Did you own this? Looking to buy it? What are you doing here?
I just bought some today, earlier today.
Good.
They had a press release out that they were going to, they have their prosperity mine is not accepted, but it's a step forward in the environmental assessment aspect of it.
Okay, so let's take a look at it. This equity, folks, there's a couple of different things with this equity. This equity loves wide price spreads. You know, if we bring this back to 2007, you're going to see the equity was at 603, went down to 81 cents, went back to 726, and then comes all the way back down to this 323 area. And, you know, today, no doubt, that's a sign of strength. There's no doubt about that. Let me bring this back to 08, put it on a weekly. Okay, so what you have, 331 comes into 305. Well, you know, we'll see whether they can get any follow-through. You know, that's the bottom line.
Okay, on something like this, you probably know the history of this thing, right?
We know the history. I've made a fortune on the stock twice.
And I traded it along with you before, too, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Do you think there's any possibility that this thing in the short term, given what happened today, can maybe get up to that $6 level in the next month, maybe?
No.
Okay.
No. This stock, folks, is a stock, unfortunately, that many people just won't sell. And I know we know what the story is, meaning that on a long-term basis, the mine that you just brought up, okay, if in fact that it happens, it's great. But bottom line is that we've been up a couple 100% on it twice. I've taken the money. Stocks don't move from $3 to $6, you know, in a heartbeat. It just doesn't happen. So
all right,
today's a great start, though. I mean, today's, you know, what you had here, folks, intraday. Now, the thing that's intriguing, I haven't read the press release, but I'll read it, and then I'll get my head wrapped around it. Most of the time, something that's material like this, you actually don't supposed to release intraday. So what happens is I get suspect when that happens. So, you know, we'll see what happens. At this particular point, it hasn't done a thing, because what it hasn't done is hasn't gone over a swing point with volume. What you'd love to see, I mean, you scored big time here. This is huge. It's a huge move, folks, okay? The stock moved 15% today. So it's huge. There's no doubt about it. What you'd love to see is you pull back with lighter volume and starts building that base. And then you know, then you get action.
Thank you, Tom. Stay safe and stay dry this weekend.
Well, you know what? In Florida, it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm on the west coast of Florida, so we're all set.
We're going to batten down our hatches.
Yeah, you do that, brother. Have a great one, man. Have a safe one. Excuse me, folks. Let's go over and take a look at the gold contract. Gold, what a week in gold, okay? Monster week. This is what you had now. We hit 1705 You're at 1827 right now. Correlation goes like this. You come off the highs, 367,000 shares, contracts rather, at 1917 down to 1826. You do another 440,000 down to 1751. You do another 385,000 down to 1705, and today we go up in 242. Now, that doesn't fly. That's building an ABC structure on the way down. The great news is that we absolutely have volume at a high now, and that, folks, is a beautiful thing. We're going to be right back.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a